So, Steamfest is upon us again, and there's far too many demos in far too little time. Today we're taking a look at Scramble, Battle of Britain, to which, being a Brit, I feel somewhat contractually obliged to give it a go. This is what you might make of, say, TACFew, as many of you may be familiar, and turned it into a video game. And for today we're going to be doing an attack on some Stukas with an escort. So in front of us we have the situation. We have 1, 2, and 3 Spitfires, with 3 Stukas and 2 109s escorting them. And it looks like the game has already put us in a dive to attack the Stukas right off the bat, so I guess that's what we're going to go with. So let's hop into the tactical view, and now we can look at how the game is played. So we have WASD, or your gamepad, whatever you use to control, to steer the aircraft around. You can see my inputs here. We can then see the end result over here, and we've got statistics on here like the airspeed, the altitude, the G's we're pulling, our stamina, and the consciousness of our pilot. So let's start thinking about how on earth we're going to get these Stukas. They're probably the easiest thing to hit. They're going to be most likely flying a very stable, easy course. The fighters are going to be nowhere near so predictable. So I'm going to aim down. Let's switch over view, and I doubt we're going to get much of a shot at this point, but we can turn the guns on and have a look. So we can get some hits in. I'd like to try and lead the aircraft to chase him a bit, but at the same time, I don't think I'm able to keep on him. So I'm thinking we ought to go for the middle, shoot past him, roll up, and maybe hit the guy on the opposite side. So that's our first guy set. Let's hop over to our next, and repeat the pattern. We have here the Stukas we're attacking. So this actually provides quite a good opportunity to show off some of the gunnery. So you can see we've got the dash line for the final position and the solid line for the position over the duration of my turn. And you can see if I aim it just a little bit down, to the left, let's see if we can get that on. We don't actually ever get a bead on the target. We don't want to aim it just in the path. We also have to aim to lead it. And you can see if I get it far enough down, it can maintain a lead for a while. Of course, that's assuming the guy carries on flying forward and straight, which he probably will. Alright, with all our plans set, each aircraft trying to do its attack on the Stuka, we'll hop back into the tactical and let it run out. Now, the keen-eyed among you may have noticed there's a little bit of stuttering, unfortunately, in this version of the game. But being first release, I'll excuse them. So it says here, our Schmitz has lost the left aileron. You can see the damage on here. This is the right aileron, but sure. Or is no. It doesn't have a detail damage for missing. It looks of it, you got the damaged one and then no marker for the missing one. You can see it visually gone on the model. Now, unfortunately, there's a few, should we say, bugs like rendering through, but never mind. This is an early alpha, so I'm prepared to ignore them and hope they'll fix them by the release. So he's got a pretty good bead there on my Spitfire, so I'm worried about that for the next turn. In fact, I think he is indeed firing already at me. So that means my Spitfire is really going to need to brake, otherwise they're going to face a lot of fury from that 109. So I'm going to turn in, try and keep it fairly smooth, but I can't maneuver immediately. I've got to go straight for just a little bit. We're only going to get a brief continuation of shooting at him now. I want to try and get myself pulling up a little bit. There's no point trying to pull turns here. We're not going to get another set of hits on him, most likely, because the angle is going to be too extreme. So let's look at the guy on the opposite side of the formation. It'll be too early to get any gunshots in, but we can set ourselves up for another run-in on him. Looks like we panicked the Stukas, they started manoeuvring. Now I should mention these paths here are predictive. They're based on what, I think, based on what the aircraft is currently doing if they keep doing it, rather than what they will do. Now, he has turned tight on me. He's probably going to get on me. Let's not pull such an extreme manoeuvre, because my pilot will not enjoy that. And the airspeed is 300, so we're good to pull a little bit. So we'll maintain our altitude and just try and keep turning with him. This Spitfire will come up underneath the Stuka maybe. Don't know if I can get a good angle from that. I'm going to pull it less and come back in later. And this Spitfire, as you can see, the blacking out has started to occur. Let's ease off and see if we can't catch this on the other side. So gunnery on. Can we get our nose round in time? A fairly hard pull, but that should just about do it. We got a couple of shots there. Alright, let's accept that for the turn. So we've got Hemsworth up high. I'm thinking we need to get him in on the 109s now that he's in a good position to engage them. We have 1, 2, so they're both of them beneath us. So Finsbury is in a little bit of trouble here. He's got the 109 coming right on him, but he's not going to be able to keep with me. He's the wrong way round, so he's going to go past. And this one here is probably going to dive and keep on me. So what can we do with that? Unfortunately not a huge amount, because we've already committed to the previous manoeuvre. So I'm hoping we can just get some turning going. Point us back toward the Stukas perhaps, and hopefully this guy here won't be able to pull out of his dive and keep with us. We'll have to see how that plays out. Now, unfortunately, Finsbury has indeed passed out during that, and you can see the black track on his flight showing how long he's going to be blacked out for. He's going to be blacked out for this entire turn. So, he's just going to have to do his thing. Morton's got a good chance to shoot at this guy here. We'll set him as target. We're going to move the ghost view and enable shooting. Let's see if we can't get the Pipper on. Starting to get some good hits. What did the 109s do? So they've both pulled out of their dives from the looks of it. So there's this guy, he's bailing out, so we've got him. Looks like the tail, the rudders come off, elevators, ailerons. So fair play to him. That's the first kill then, going to Morton. So this is one of the weird bits of it. You'd think, oh, I'll just roll right and pull up and I'll go this way, but there's not enough time, for whatever reason, to do that. I do find the aircraft perform a little slower. So there we go, we've kind of wrangled it. It's a little odd trying to translate this into what the aircraft does, and I do find they perhaps roll too slowly. So getting that input you want can be a little strange. So Hemsworth has come back to us. Let's see if we can't get him on target, and move the ghost view. And the guns. So it's going to be hard pressed. Finsbury is above the 109s. That one's going down, that one's going up, so we should probably turn him in on those. And we've got to think about where we're going to be at the end of our turn. He's going to be here, we're going to be there. I reckon that's probably quite good to get us into behind his tail. Alright then. Looks like Ulbacker has been hit. Is he bailing out? It says they opened the canopy. Right. Now, consciousness is becoming a bit of a factor for this guy. We do not want to pass out while pulling G's toward the sea. Our opponent has pulled up. And from the looks of it, we're going to have to pull pretty hard to keep with them. I want to try and avoid the stress if I can. Alright, so we were setting up on this guy, but he's bailing out, so I'll have to go for this one now and see if we can't get a good shot on him. Now he's kind of stalling out, indicated by those arrows. Not quite sure why he's stalling. We can get a very brief shot in him right at the end of the turn there. Finsbury's taking his gentle dive to recovery, and Morton's going to move in to assist. Press the attack, and we should get some good damage this turn if we're lucky. No, unfortunately we can't roll over fast enough to keep the hits coming. Let's pull up and we'll just do a... try not to do it too hard. Cancel the gun. We'll come up and come back down again on him. Bit of a yo-yo. Where's our position. They've gone past us, and the other one is actually not in a position to resist too hard. I might just blow past that guy and go straight for the one at the back. Alright, that should be about good. Let's see if we can't start to pull on hard and onto the tail. Now, Finsbury's still struggling with his G's, so we need to be gentle with him. You can see the consciousness is real low. So anything I can do to make that easier on him, is the last thing I want is to pass out and fly into the sea. And Morton here can engage the other 109 at the same altitude as him. So it looks like we can get a quick head-on pass there, so we'll try that. And Hemsworth is going to keep his manoeuvring going, lead off some of that airspeed to get behind the Stuka because they're quite slow. So we come over the top, lining up on him. So with Hemsworth, let's carry on pressing the attack. How on earth can we get this? There we go. Turn on the guns, get to the ghost at the front, and let's see if we can't get him a good shot. This can be real close. So the 109 head-on, looks like we didn't get any hits, just beneath his path. Oops. I just clicked through the timeline. Oh no, we got a couple. Oh no, those are bits of debris. I thought they were hits. So very close, but no cigar. Oh, no. There's literally one hit. Okay. And let's have a look at our other friend. He has blacked out. Trying to pull hard to get away from us coming onto his tail from the looks of it, and he's burning up his energy to do so. So he's dropped down to 200 miles an hour. But he has put it into a head-on confrontation now with my other aircraft. If I can get to him, here we are. Oh, let's see if we can do something with that. So we'll pass through him. Can we slow that down a little? That should about do it, I think. He's probably going to run this way, so probably do the same. So about there would do. I would like to try and retain my airspeed if I can, so let's ease off the manoeuvre. Hemsworth has got... well, I don't need to do anything, it looks like he's already got himself figured out. Let's just sweeten his aim a little. So we've got some good hits on him there, there's something leaking. Looks like radiator, judging by the position. How's that Stuka faring? Doesn't look too great there. Let's have a look. Some hits. So we'll let them bail and stop worrying about the two fighters now. So we need to move in to support our fighter over here. So we're going to pull up and round. The head-on pass is still progressing over here. Now the gun ranges, you do shoot a lot further away than you typically would in a simulation. And we're going to come real close. That's... see, I arrive just behind him. What's Morton doing? He's in the turn fight with the spiraling unconscious. He's unconscious? No, he's conscious. 109. So we're going to keep turning with him. So the remaining 109 did in fact keep more or less to what the prediction was. He's actually turned and he's engaged the Spitfire that's coming into assist, so I need to break with him to ruin his shot since he's just started firing as the turn ended. And how am I going to do this? I could turn into him and up. Looks like he's going to be forced downwards because he's already in that kind of posture. So I guess we'll pull up. I wouldn't... This is the weirdness of the turn-based system. You can see he's coming in and he's putting a lot of angle of attack to try and get his nose up. But if you don't think about what happened in the previous turn, you can get very confused and think, why can't I just pull up? But it doesn't. I think what the game needs is a visualization of the current loading on the aircraft, so how many Gs it's currently pulling and how hard it's working as is, to give you an idea of how much fluidity you've got to your controls and how hard you're already working it. Because it's a bit of a disconnect. You can watch back the timeline here to get kind of an idea of that. You can already see he's pulling a lot of AOA. His tail's dropped beneath the tail of the ribbon. Alright, we are into the fight at sea level. And this is going to be awkward. I do want to keep my knots up because I haven't got any altitude left, so I need to keep something in the bank. He is upside down, so he's going to have to either fly straight and level or he's going to have to go into that dive. So we'll kind of shoot the middle and try and react next turn. Hemsworth is blacked out, so we can't do anything this turn. So the 109 committed to his continued downward arc. He's now probably going to pull up from looks of the prediction. And the reason we get that prediction is that's the current position of his control surface. So we got the means to try and guess where he's probably going. Of course he could just dump the tail and come down straighter, but we don't know. Be mindful of that Stuka still falling out of the sky next to us. Finsbury wants to fly into the sea, not a good idea. Where's his opponent? Up here. In fact, did he... It says he's dead, so he's abandoned the aircraft. Okay, well he's out of the fight then. Let's pull out of that and try and get Finsbury up with the remaining 109. You can see all these aircraft shattered to pieces falling out of the sky. I've absolutely mullered them. Okay, he stopped leaking whatever that was. That's not a good sign for him. Yep, so he's run out of coolant on the radiator. So I assume that means his engine power is going to be down. If not, his engine's going to fail if he keeps pushing it. Morton's still stuck in this stall. There's not really a whole lot he can do. Get the nose back down. So we've still got the tail aspect on him. I don't know what he's going to do. He may well turn, but we'll see in a moment. Unless he chooses to bail out. Got aircraft falling out of the sky around us. So he's still in. I doubt he's going to have much engine power left. We're coming down with a barrel full of it. So we've got Finsbury. This, again, we might be able to get a gunshot here. No, so there's no point being in this position where we're nose on with him. Let's pull it back and up and over. Save our guns for now. Hopefully we can pull up and back down on him. So that will do for this turn. Some long-range shots coming in from our other Spitfire. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. I'm kind of pulling in right over the top of him. So that should put me in a good position to hit him next turn. Morton is going to carry on. This guy might be trying to get out of the field of battle and leave, because he's not in a good way without that radiator. Can we keep a tracked path? We can, that's very nice. There we go. So up and over. No hits. And now we should be able to manoeuvre. And I doubt we're getting any guns to this. Whoops. I keep clicking through the user interface onto aircraft. That's a little bit annoying. Let's try that if I just pop them up and click. Yeah, so user interface please prioritize over aircraft. It keeps catching me out. And let's see if we can, just at the end of the turn, get a shot in there. Morton will carry on tracking, and that's of course again assuming that he follows the path. So we've got to put a bit harder to keep it on him. So this poor guy's in a bad position. Now there's really not much left in this. I think we've got him. He's in a bad way. He's lost his radiator. Two fighters actively shooting at him. Gotta make sure I don't collide with my own fighter as we do this. Oh, they're all going low. Can we pull a little harder than that? So that's going to keep him full of holes. And this is where it gets scary. Do I want to try and commit both aircraft into the same spot of sky? Not a great idea, really. I actually think we'll keep you in a gentle turn, just fly under the group. Let's see if we kill him this turn. No dice. However, his engine has given out, so it doesn't matter. He's done either way. We've completed the scenario, we've won. So let's just play out the last few turns. And there we have it. Parachute's open. He's escaped. He's survived to fight another day, assuming he gets rescued from the sea or the channel, wherever it is we are. So with the fight over, we can review what happened and scrub through the timeline much like TAC-View. Although unfortunately it is a little bit jumpy and stuttery in the alpha version. So we're on board with, was this Finsbury? He did one pass on the Stukas, head on with the 109, he's come round, and he's gotten a shot on a 109 and an opportunity. He then bailed out and gave up on his aircraft. And then he was in the right place to go on an attack again, so I think this guy may have gotten 3 kills in this mission. Or he's contributed toward 3 kills. So he's back on the attack once more. Oh, the stuttering's quite bad there, to be fair. And round he goes. So we've got all the aircraft done from that. So Hemsworth got a pass on the Stuka at the beginning. I think that was all he got, unfortunately. He was chased by the 109 at the start. His 87 bailed out. Got another shot at another Stuka. And another one. So in fact I think he's tagged all 3 Stukas during that. And then he spent the rest of the fight catching back up with the 109s and never actually getting involved too much. And Morton here got a good few hits at the beginning in his first dive. Hit the second Stuka. And he hit the third Stuka, who immediately bailed out. And then he got involved with the 109, there we go, head on pass. Hit the radiator, which eventually claimed that aircraft. So he's been very busy this fight. Hit every single aircraft bar one. And then we couldn't quite get the guns to finish him off prematurely. And his engine gave out. So that was an early look at Scramble Battle of Britain. It's very much an alpha at the moment. I'm really interested to see how this goes. It is a kind of cool, unique take on air combat. I don't think I've seen any other game that's done turn-based air combat in quite this fluid capacity. Most of them to be quite limited, like Sid Meier's, or the X-Wing Miniatures game, which has you guessing on where things are going to go. So I'm quite enjoying it. It is very raw. It's going to be a while yet before it comes out, no doubt. And when it does, I definitely want to have another look at it, because it's something I'm quite excited to play. Hopefully there'll be a good Battle of Britain campaign to go along with it. So I'll leave you with a quick outro with the fight and a quick go at some cinematics within the engine.